So here's a little video, just the locations of 5G technology and towers around Bundy. It's off a nifty little website. Found it a little while ago, randomly, as you do. But it gives you a pretty good map and locations. Tells you any megahertz and proposed sites and which ones are active, etc, etc. So around Bundaberg there's a heap of towers. So we'll just have a look at this one. So that's on the west side of town. So yeah, this isn't a for or against video or anything like that. It's just purely informative. So if anybody out there is curious about locations and whatnot around our community, it's just a short little video just for you guys or girls or it's or them or they or whatever they want to be called. But as you can see, there's active and proposed. There's quite a few of these things around town, and for a small town it's I don't know if it's me, but it seems a little bit excessive. But I've been finding out some quite interesting information for quite a while now. Bundaberg is part of an experiment in smart technologies, smart cities. Don't remember ever being asked whether I wanted to be a part of an experiment, but I'm a part of an experiment apparently. So it's my missus and kids and neighbours and friends and everybody else in town. So yeah, since you guys are part of an experiment, it's probably good to know. So I will be making a video about that in the hopefully not too distant future, time permitting. Life does get in the way. So these towers are pretty easy to spot. They have the vertical panels pointing in a lot of different directions. If you cruise around, you'll spot them pretty simply. So yes, it's a little concerning if you're against 5G. If you're for 5G, well, I guess you'd see it as a really positive thing. But it's depends on your perspective on the topic. Like I said, I'm not going to say I'm for or against. I will say I'm undecided, dubious perhaps. But then again, I'm nobody. I am just a man. But nice shot of the river there. So Main Street. This has been rolled out for a while now. We got here Bundaberg. That's out on the ring road. So yeah, the old 5G doesn't seem to have very good coverage if they have to have so many towers. You'd think with modern technology they'd be able to cover quite some distance, but apparently not. But anyway, I'll leave yous with it, and you can have a bit of a perv at this as I sort of work my way through the website and give you a bit of an idea. But RFNSA, pretty cool little site just for anybody who's interested in that sort of thing. Don't stand in front of antennas. That's probably good information. And if you shouldn't stand in front of an antenna, there's probably a good reason for it. you could say it's probably not healthy for you, as the radio frequency hazard area beyond this point. Okay, so you shouldn't go and stand in front of these things because it's dangerous by their own guidelines. So yeah, I mean, you could say that's a concern for regular folks that are somewhere near these things. I won't say that it doesn't concern me, but yeah, I think the more information that's out there and things like that, it's got to be a good thing. So 3,500 megahertz, and I think that's regulated by the government. So if it's regulated by the government, you would say that's then controlled by the government. So if the government wanted to turn the power up, I guess they would be able to. If they wanted to turn the power down, I'm sure they'd be able to do that too. So I guess that would then bring us to a trust issue. Do you trust the government? Being that it's the 19th of June 2020 and we've just come out of a most interesting beginning to a year with government control and a lot of other shifty things going on. Will they stick to their own regulations and guidelines, or will they pump up the juice? Well, I guess there's only one way to find out, and that's see what happens. Or go. Not that that's always a very positive avenue. If you trust the government, you would obviously say, no, it's fine. If you don't trust the government, you'd say, well, this seems a bit suspect. But like I said, it's all perspective. It's down to the individual, what you want to do and what you want to think and what you want to believe. Is it a belief, or is it a rational thought process you've worked through? But yeah, George Street, near the skate bowl. So if it's a funny thing, you know, they've already got 5G there, running at 3,500 megahertz, and they want to put up another 5G tower running on lower megahertz. I'm not a technical guy with all this stuff, so anybody out there in the comments section want to maybe elaborate on why they would be doing that? Here's a bit of a wider view. So as you can see, the town's pretty well surrounded by a lot of these towers, and this is to do with the smart city experiment that we are all being subjected to without our consent, expressed consent. So yeah, be aware, there is some fuckery afoot, but never mind. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Catch you later.